Hey guys, it's SHOX. Today we're gonna talk about the opening stage of the Shanghai Major that actually just finished. So first, of course, we're gonna talk about the Mongols. Mongols went actually 3-0 during that stage, which on a really convincing manner, I would say, they actually like they were no match, right? They actually destroyed MIBR, destroyed Rare Term, and destroyed Gamer Legion. That was 2-0, but it was like 13-5 and 13-2, something like that. So it was really like a big result for the Mongols. They are coming into the top 16 of the major with a lot of confidence, which is really nice. Personally, I have the Mongols going all the way through and winning the major. I believe that playing in Shanghai can do something like really crazy, and I want to believe in them. I think a lot of Asian team in the past, they always had the individuals, but they were really lacking about the tactical part. And nowadays with the Mongols, they still have their insane individuals, but they also have really good tactics, and they're really playing a really strong and solid Counter-Strike. So yeah, why not? I would really definitely love to see them going all the way through. We'll see. But for sure, coming into the top 16, like they could not start better the major. So they're entering the top 16 with a lot of confidence, and that was just a perfect run from them. We also have Liquid in 3-0. So Liquid is really a question mark, I will say, because yes, they go 3-0, but the thing is, how do they go 3-0, right? Job is done, they're on the top 16 for sure, so that's nice. But the thing is, they actually won against Clone9, Wildcard, and FlyQuest, okay? They also struggled against FlyQuest, and it was not like big numbers against Wildcard and Clone9. So even if Wildcard went through, like it was definitely not the best team of that stage, right? And FlyQuest and Clone9 didn't even make it through. So it was definitely not the biggest opponent of that stage. Still, they do it, yes, and that's good. But the real question about Liquid coming into the top 16 is, are they gonna be able to actually step up their level against the big teams? Because if they struggle a lot against these teams, how are they gonna do against the better ones? Because now we're in the top 16. So now it's only the better teams that are left. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, sometimes even if you see 3-0, it actually doesn't mean like the team is in really good shape, right? Job is done, but let's see how it goes. Then into the pool, we have Gamer Legion, Pain, and Furia that actually finished 3-5. So it means that they won 3 matches and lost 1. First, we have Pain and Furia, both Brazilian team, which is actually funny. They actually both lost against Gamer Legion, 13-8 and 13-10. Besides that, we can see that Pain win against Imperial, Clone9, FlyQuest. Again, not the best team. I mean, none of these 3 teams actually qualified for the next stage, so they were the weakest team. And Furia actually managed to win against Wildcard and Big that went through, but with not in a convincing way, I would say. It was really hard. They also were really close to struggle against Imperial that was really bad into that opening stage. So I would say that Pain and Furia right now is entering the top 16 with not the best shape, because when they play against lower teams, okay, they can win, definitely. But when they start to play against teams that is maybe a bit better, like Gamer Legion, for example, and it's not even like the best teams, like they're starting to lose. So yeah, they made it through. That's cool. Really nice for the Brazilian scene. But maybe playing against the best teams now is gonna be really hard for them. When we see Gamer Legion, for example, compared to Furia and Pain, the thing is like, even if it's 3-1, they actually won against 2 teams, that made it through. Pain and Furia went through. They actually beat them both. And Passion UA was definitely a really hard team to beat at that stage. We'll talk about it just after, when we're gonna talk about Passion UA. I know like we all loved to follow that team. It was really like an Ukrainian team. Their run was actually incredible, and they were so close to make it. A lot of stuff to talk about Passion UA that was really nice. But yeah, so it was not the easiest part for Gamer Legion, and still they're going 3-1. The only thing is that when they face like the maybe best team, I think in my opinion during that stage, the Mongols, they actually got destroyed, 13-5, 13-2. Like, there was actually like no match at all. So the question is, either the Mongols is just too good for now, too strong, or Gamer Legion, I feel like they are between like the top 2 and the tier 2 and tier 1 teams. All right. And are they gonna be able to beat these teams like Mongols? Okay, they can beat Pain, they can beat Furia. For example, before at the Emir, they beat Falcon and stuff. So yes, they are definitely in a good shape. It's a good team. You shouldn't like underestimate Gamer Legion, but are they gonna be able to show their best form against, for example, Vitality during like the first day of the major? That's a good question. We have Wildcard, MIBR, and Bigs that are actually also qualified for the major. So first, of course, we have to talk about Wildcard, right? I mean, I definitely didn't have them at all in my pick'ems. I picked them at 0-3. Sorry for that, boys. Props to them. I watched them played, and honestly, they were playing pretty good Counter-Strike. I'm really surprised how Stanislaw is still putting like a lot of numbers during that event, making able to make like some good calls also. I didn't know about Sus and GBA, but these two guys are also like, I think, the biggest firepower, and Sonic did a lot of good clutch. So honestly, interesting. It was definitely hard for them when you look at all the results. A lot of close game, but close to beat Liquid, they beat Fnatic, close to beat Furia, who actually qualified. So they lost against Liquid and Furia, who qualified. And then, okay, they beat Fnatic and Virtus Pro. That was definitely not the best team, but they managed to actually beat Passion UA. And Passion UA are a team that are so strong individually that I didn't myself think that Wildcard could actually beat them. I think it will be maybe like too hard for them, but like they show that they can have that competitive level even against teams that have a really strong individual level. So really big surprise, I think, for everyone. Good surprise. That's cool. Honestly, that's a cool story. Even if that's really sad for Passion UA, you have to give credits to them. Now we are entering now with the best team, right? They're gonna, for example, like face FaZe at the beginning. Is it gonna be enough against teams like FaZe, Vitality, Spirit, Navy, like all these names, you know? I'm not sure about that. I think they did their run. Now they're just gonna enjoy. They might be able to actually get 1 or 2 maps or winning one best of 1 or 2. You never know. It's MR12, so things in best of 1 can go really fast, like really, really fast. So, you know, they can be a troublemaker, I would say. They're not. I don't believe at all they're gonna make it to the playoff, but they can definitely like be a troublemaker. But that was a really good run into the opening stage for Wildcard. MIBR and Big are the last 2 teams that actually qualified for the major. There is a thing that is similar in both of these teams. Is actually they qualified by beating only teams that didn't make it through. FlyQuest, Rare Atom, Virtus Pro for MIBR, and for Big, Passion UA, Virtus Pro, Complexity. It's all teams that are not gonna be at the major. So yes, they are in it, but Big, for example, get destroyed by FlyQuest. They lose against Furia, who are through. MIBR, they lose against Passion UA, who are not even through. They got destroyed by Mongols. So, you know, sometimes you have to also like a bit lucky, I would say, with your matchups to be able to go to the major. That's a part of the game. And I think MIBR and Big definitely didn't have like the best, the strongest enemies to face. I mean, that's cool for them, I would say. But definitely the top 16 is going to be too hard for them. I'm not even sure that they can be really like a troublemaker at all. We'll see. But they just finished the 3. They're going to play like 2 days after. So it's also going to be really exhausting, while the other teams are just waiting for that and are really ready to come. They had time to prepare, they had time to rest. Like, it's going to be really hard, I think, for MIBR and Big to do something better, for sure, for all these reasons. But who knows? Again, best of 1. Talking about these runs, it was not the best runs. I would say pretty good matchups for both of them. Passion UA, of course, we have to talk about Passion UA. They didn't actually make it. They lost against Wildcard in the last match on last match on overtime. I was watching the match live. That was really insane, really tense. These guys definitely got a lot of potential, and I think we're gonna probably hear a lot of all of these players in the upcoming months for sure. I don't know if they're gonna be able to stick together, but if not, they're gonna be picked for better teams for sure. Like, there is a huge potential. They lost against 3 teams that qualified: Big, Gamer Legion, wildcard, right? And they always made it competitive games, while they destroyed MIBR and won against Complexity. So that was a really, really insane run from Persian UA for sure. We could saw that their coach after the match against wildcard when they lost, so Kane, was saying that you have to accept these defeats and that they were just not ready yet. He actually said, and that was crazy, I didn't know about that, a lot of these players were not even playing at a professional or high level on Counter-Strike till 1 year. So it's really, really young players and they don't have a lot of experience. So of course, when it comes to these tense games, you're gonna do some mistakes because of the pressure. And this is where you play these games, these events, this match, that's with time to time, this is what you call experience. And then you know how to handle this type of matchup, for example, with tense situation, because you already faced it before. But for now, as the coach was saying, they were not ready yet, so they just have to accept the defeat. And I think it's just normal, you know. It's just normal. It's just part of their story, basically. It's just the beginning for them. So that's actually insane. They were not ready yet, but for sure we'll hear about them in the upcoming months. I'm even sure they're gonna be picked up by a biggest team. I don't know if they're gonna be able to stick together. But props to them, props to Persian UA. Also with Valve new rules, we're probably not gonna be able to. It was maybe the last story from a team that we don't know anything about, just qualified and just did like an amazing run at the major. Because with the new rule now, we might not be able to actually see story like that, unfortunately. So yeah, that was a really nice story for that. Thank you, Passion UA. Thank you very much. Request. They didn't qualify, but they lost against 3 teams that qualified. Liquid, Pain, MIBR, even taking 1 map to Liquid. They destroyed Big, destroyed Complexity. So honestly, I think they did the job. I don't think they have the level to go to go more than that, but I think a lot of people were not even expecting them to be competitive, and they actually were competitive during that stage, which was really nice. So I think it's a really good thing for the actually Australian scene, because it's the only team that is really competitive in the Australian scene. So that's nice. That was a good show. It's not enough, but maybe we will hear them more about in 2025. Maybe they can continue to progress and to improve. Who knows? But that's a big win for Australian scene for sure. Complexity, Virtus.pro, Code9. I mean, all these 3 teams are kind of the same, I would say. Big names, big club, big players, and big disappointment. Big disappointment. Complexity getting destroyed. Virtus.pro not being able to win against Wildcard in a best of 3. Code9 getting destroyed by Complexity is definitely like what you want to see from these teams and these players. For sure, these 3 teams, Complexity, Virtus.pro, and Code9, like, I think with that stage, what we learned is that we're coming to the end of a cycle, I would say, with the players the teams have, and it's just not working. I think we can definitely expect changes from all these 3 teams, because when you have such big names like that, you can't not even make the major. Like, these are clubs that at least pretending to go for playoffs. This is what they're aiming for, right? And not making even to the top 16, that's a big disappointment. So they're throwing a lot, and I think these teams are just not working together, and we're probably gonna see a lot of change when the major is gonna end on these 3 teams for sure. So it's gonna be interesting to see which change. Where at home, they actually, I mean, I think it was probably one of the weakest team, if not the weakest team of the pool, when we saw all the teams qualifying for that stage. And still, they managed to take a map at MIBR. They managed to eliminate Fnatic from the major opening stage. So I think that's a really good thing for the Asian scene. Overall, for the Counter-Strike Asia scene, that's pretty nice. We are not expecting anything from them. Still managed to win one match. Managed to win 1 map against MIBR. That's cool. That's cool. So the only thing we want right now is just we wish them to progress, to improve. And all this match, they're probably they're gonna grind. It's a lot of experience and it's a lot of things to learn from there. Like, it's actually insane for these players to have the chance to be able to participate in this event. So yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Very nice. Let's see what 2025 bring for them. Not gonna talk about Imperial, to be honest. I think We didn't have any expectation from them. They didn't upset anything. They didn't win a single map. Nothing to say about it. I'm sorry. Fnatic. We're gonna finish on Fnatic, who finished last as well during that stage. It is the biggest disappointment of that stage of the major for sure. Fnatic is, I mean, one of the biggest club and oldest club of all time, especially on Counter-Strike, and it's just not possible for a club like that to just be destroyed like that. But they lost against Wildcard, then they got destroyed by Cloud9, who didn't make it, and they got eliminated by Rare Return. This is just not possible. When you are Fnatic, this is just not possible. So same goes as we saw with VP, C9 and Complexity. I think this team is done. It's not working. I don't know what are they gonna do for sure. I'm sad for my little body, but things are not clicking. And when you are Fnatic, you want to aim to play at least at the major, and you even want to aim to play at least for the playoffs. You know, as we were saying, like with VP, Cloud9, Complexity, like these clubs, they are big names, they are big clubs, right? And they also have like good names in the lineups. Like for them, not making it even into the top 16, like it's just not possible. So yeah, I think we can expect a lot of change. Let me know if you guys liked it. This is what we learned from the opening stage. So actually that was a lot. All the way to Mongol. Let's go, my man. I fully believe. Big love to Passion UA. Ready. That was really nice to follow you guys. Thank you, and wish you nothing but the best. You're gonna be stronger and stronger for sure. Good thing for the Australian scene. Good thing for the Asiatic scene, and a lot of change coming on. Like, I'm pretty sure the shuffle after this major might be one of the biggest shuffle of all the Counter-Strike scene we've seen. I swear, there is so many teams that is just not working. This is gonna be exciting. Let me know what you think about it.